As an academic, it's really important to practice what I preach when it comes to customer centricity, customer lifetime value, all the different kinds of metrics and analytics that I've been talking about. So I'd like to take just a minute to talk about a couple of brand new startups. Full disclosure, I'm involved with both of them, but that really do a good job of helping companies embrace some of the ideas that we've been talking about together. One of them is a company called 26 Capital. They're a private equity fund, and basically the founders of that fund, who are both Wharton alums, they've heard me going on and on about notions like lifetime value, about customer equity, about the whole idea that if we can calculate the lifetime value for each one of our customers and add that up, that's basically the value of the firm. And so rather than just doing that on a purely conceptual level, they decided to put their money where my mouth is, which is to say, let's do this for some real companies. Let's calculate the lifetime values. Let's calculate the customer equity. Let's calculate the value of the firm as judged from the bottom up, from those customer assets. And if we can find firms that are undervalued, that the value of those customer assets is just way, way higher than what the market thinks they're worth, let's go out and buy them. And let's go out and find ways to extract that value and increase the market value of that company. So in that sense, it's a pure private equity play, partnering with some very large, traditional private equity firms to do some of the co-investments. But it's a really interesting radical idea that instead of valuing companies purely from the top down, instead of just looking at the overall revenue and coming up with some multiplier, let's do it from the bottom up. Let's take some of these ideas that we've been talking about here and really bet on them. And it's early, it's just a startup, but it's been going very well so far. And if nothing else, it's been getting companies just to think about ways that valuation works, to think about their customers, to think about just customer centricity in a way that they might not have otherwise. So that's one firm. The other one that I want to talk about is a company called CLVmetrics.com. And this is one that focuses specifically and exclusively on calculating customer lifetime value. I've spent the last 15, 20 years of educating people about CLV, of giving them spreadsheets and giving them R code and giving them papers and giving them case studies saying, see, here is CLV, go to it. And then sometimes companies will try it and they say, man, we're so close, but we can't quite implement it. We can't quite get the data into the right form, or our data looks a little bit different, or we don't know what to do with the numbers once we have them. So CLV Metrics is all about solving this last mile problem. Basically, it's a web-based platform that will bolt right on to a company's transaction log system. It'll suck out the data. It'll run all of these CLV models lightning fast, really super fast, and take the key results, these projected lifetime value estimates, and inject them right back into the company's own CRM system. So it's just an easy way to, I always use the analogy, it's like waving the magic wand to see what each customer is worth. It's an easy way to give companies that magic wand. We're not telling them what to do with those numbers. We're not telling them which email to send to which customer at which time. Companies are pretty good at doing that already. They just need better inputs, better ingredients in order to make those decisions in a more informed way. My objective with CLV Metrics is to make the calculation of CLV easy and, in fact, fun. That let's run it for these customers, let's run it for those customers, let's run it for this time period, let's run it for that geography. If we can just run it over and over and over and get ourselves really comfortable with the CLV numbers and what the patterns look like, and then we start running experiments, let's send different emails to these people versus those, we can start to see the real value that CLV brings, and that's going to make it just so much easier to move in the customer-centric direction. So I'm just thrilled to be working with a bunch of smart people who are taking some of the research ideas and making them really practical. And I'm hoping to have more companies like this, whether they're companies that I'm involved with or not, that are taking some of the purely conceptual elements of what we've been talking about with customer centricity and finding ways to make it very, very easy for companies to take full advantage of them.